Okay, so we're gonna start this with something really fun because I thought this would be a good opportunity for those people who are not gold yet to kind of know what to expect as you rank to gold and beyond. So we have started something this month called the Gold and Above 100 PV Club for business builders. Basically, as a Gold and Above ambassador, when you have your 100 PV order process on or before the 10th of the month, you'll be entered into a gift card drawing for $50 to Plexus Merch. So that is for Gold and Above. And here is why. And y'all, this is going to be a lot of the conversation we're having. I'm speaking to you as business builders, as business owners, okay? So just understand that there's going to be like a directness here that is not meant to be like rude or insensitive or any of those things. It is just like business owner to business owner. Sometimes we have to have these conversations. One of the things that makes Plexus really incredible is automatic compression. Basically, that means until let's say until Mary Carmen and Rosabelle order, Danny is my level 1. And all of Danny's level 1s are my level 2s. And so when Danny goes in and orders and Rosie goes in and orders and Mary goes in and orders, I actually lose points. And that is something that does not affect a lot of you right now, but as you grow, it will. And I have friends in my sidelines who legit, you guys, emeralds and sapphires, who are like so close to re-ranking or achieving a rank, and they will literally have a Ruby ambassador come in and get commission qualified on the 30th of the month. And they will lose like 300 points. It's a big deal as you grow. And so what I want to do as your leader and as the leader of this team is just like kind of cut the crap, if you will, and just say, hey, we're a team whose business builders get commission qualified on or before the 10th of the month once you reach gold. I feel like that protects you guys. That just kind of sets the tone for the team. And then we don't have to have these awkward conversations on like the 28th of the month when Michelle's like, but Julie hasn't ordered yet. And I don't know what that's going to do to my points. And like now I'm running for Emerald and I just don't know. And I don't know what to tell her because I don't want her to feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Do you see how this can create like tension and friction? And everything we're doing from this point forward, you guys, is to remove friction. Everything we're doing is to remove friction. And so this is our business building 100 PV Club, $50 gift card to Plexus Merch from me. And it's unlimited levels. And so if you're not gold yet, you're not on the wheel. But if you are and you're commission qualified, you're on the wheel. So let's see who's going to win. Bum, ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, bum. Oh, she's about to get real excited. Allie Austin.
You offered it was me. I'm very excited. Okay. Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Go get your Social Wellness Club merch.
I'm gonna get me a new shirt.
So that'll happen every month on the 10th of the month, around lunchtime. So just to kind of give you guys, if you hopped in late, Gold and Above, Business Building 100 PV Club, 100 PV order in before the 10th of the month to remove friction from all of our businesses. Okay. So what I want to talk to you about today, and I may flip this around and use my whiteboard in a second, because I just think there have been some things happening. And I want to I kind of told some of y'all this, but I was on a coaching call with the Diamond Sprint Group. So what is Diamond Sprint Group? It is a call that Genevieve leads for about 40 Emerald and above ambassadors who have the goal of achieving Diamond. These are ranking Emerald and above ambassadors that get direct coaching from Genevieve once a week. And one of the things that she was talking about this Tuesday is she was like, to be honest, most of y'all, you just need new shares. You've got 1 or 2 strong legs and you need new shares. You're gonna have to kind of release the goal while you go in and develop new shares. And I was sitting there, and right after this, I got on my coaching call with Stephanie, who, just to give you an idea of this, Stephanie is a coach that Plexus pays for me to be coached by, because they believe that we are a team that is going to change the face of Plexus. So they want to get me coaching so that I can lead you better. Okay. So I was talking to Stephanie and I was like, Stephanie, it's 1 p.m. on a Friday and we have 16 women on a call and like 10 others who are going to watch the recording today who want to grow businesses. I have 6 rock solid level 1 and 2, Allie, leader legs. I don't think I need more shares at this point. Like, I think there was just this reality where I was like, I freaking just need to help my team grow. Like, you guys, Plexus is bringing me in to speak at convention on building a solid business, building a reliable business that makes sense. And it just kind of hit me. It was like, Tracy, lead your dang team. Like, give them the information they need and the tools they need to see the growth that they want to see to get where they want to go, because that's what you're good at. And so y'all, what this is going to be over the next 90 days is like, we are going to speak plainly like this. Okay. So you're going to need some big girl pants and you're going to need to understand, like, do you want to grow? Okay. Do you want to grow? Because I think there's this point in this business where we all have to come to terms with like, okay, like, I want to grow. I see what this can be. I see this company and how incredible they are. I am all in with Plexus and I want to grow. So I'm going to take a minute and just foundational stuff here. Like, you have to understand why this compensation plan is so unique. Okay. And until you understand that, you're going to be treating it like a different type of compensation plan. Okay. So here's what you need to know. Plexus is not a commission-based business. Okay. You guys, I know many of y'all have been in commission-based businesses. Allie was a book lady. She got paid a certain percentage of commission based on the amount of books she sold each month. Many of y'all have sold makeup or skincare or different things like that, where it is you are working towards a monthly sales goal to unlock a certain percentage of commission. Okay. Now I know, I'm just going to use this example because I know it. Like, I know in Rodan and Fields, my sister-in-law was in that. Michelle's cousin was in that. My sister-in-law had to have a certain percent, like, commission each month. And then her goal was to find 2 people that would also hit that certain commission each month. And until she and 2 other people hit that percentage, she would not move forward in her business. Okay. Y'all, that is not how Plexus works. Okay. This business is profit sharing. It is a starburst model. And it does not matter how many legs you have. It does not matter that you have equal legs. It does not matter how deep you go. You can be wider than you are deep. You can be deeper than you are wide. You can get to diamond from having 1,500 personal customers. Like, you can. You don't have to have legs and lead. Like, this is the most flexible and fluid compensation plan I have seen. Okay. Now, here's where I think some of us are getting confused. We are treating this like a commissions-based business. We are pursuing tons and tons and tons of level 1s. And then our businesses are being directly impacted when people don't order. And then we're having to go find new customers to fill those buckets. Okay. At this point in my business, 7 years in, and I want to paint this picture for you. Okay. I have about 40 to 50 level 1 customers who order pretty consistently. That is about, let's say everybody orders 100. Okay. Let's say everybody orders $150. It's about $7,500 in personal sales. Wait, is that math right? 100 times 50, 5,000, right? Yeah. So like $7,500 in personal sales. Now, best case scenario on a commission-based compensation plan, maybe 30%. Most are about 20, right? You're looking at 7,000, 20% of that, about $2,000 a month that I would be making. I think what you need to hear is my last paycheck was $9,500. What a commission-based business would bring me from the same amount of personal sales, because I have grasped onto the Starburst model and helped other people do the same, my paycheck is about 4 times what it would be in a commission-based model. And I don't have to worry about equal leader legs. I don't have to worry about, well, what are Michelle's commissions this month? And what are Allie's commissions this month? And are they going to achieve the level that they need to for me to unlock more of my commissions, right? It is so fluid in that sense if you understand the compensation plan. So let's understand the compensation plan, okay? We get paid a lot of ways. How many of y'all have ever been confused by that? Yeah. Okay. We get paid for finding customers. We get paid for retaining those customers. We get paid for helping other people share. And we get paid for achieving ranks in Plexus. And then there's pools once you grow to Joule that you get paid on top of that. And y'all, this is where I think things started shifting for me. When I was shown the compensation plan, I had never been with another network marketing company before. I didn't have ideas in my head of what it should or shouldn't have been. I kind of came in as a blank slate. Okay. And I know looking at the screen, a lot of y'all have done some sort of sales before, some sort of network marketing, and you're coming in with those preconceived notions. Like Mary Carmen did Premier Jewelry. That was very much commissions based on the sales she had, the parties she had for people. And it was finding new customers every single month, finding new people to host parties every single month, okay? And so when I came into Plexus and I was shown this compensation plan, I very, very quickly understood the game is not Tracy find as many customers as you can. The game is find people who want to make money with me. The game is paint the picture of this opportunity and understand how to help other people do what you're doing. And so very, very early on in this business, right? My first 3 were my dad, well, my mom, my friend Gina, and my friend Allie. And Allie started sharing with me right away, not this Allie, a different Allie. And it was because I was talking to those people and saying, hey, like these products are incredible, they're working, and I'm looking for people who want to make income also. Do you have a need for that? Can I help you do that too? Okay. And so I think where a lot of the mark is being missed is we're like, I just need customers. I just need customers. I just need customers. And then maybe those people will transition into business builders. But if you can look at this model differently and say, okay, I'm understanding the assignment here. I just really need to find people who want to make income with me and help them do what I'm doing. And like the customers, they come because you're talking about the products and you're a walking billboard. Most months do not sign more than 3 new customers. 2 to 3, 3 to 4. In an incredible month, I might find 6 or 7 customers, okay? But that's not the goal here. Now, I always want new customers because I want these products to change people's lives. And I do know that a lot of business builders start out as customers. Like if Michelle hadn't needed Plexus, she would have never considered the business, right? If Mary Carmen hadn't been just fractured in her health and wanting what I had, she would not have considered the business. Like the products are the like invitation. But then if you are clear about what you're looking for and can have those conversations too, that's when we're really going to change things. And so what do you need to move forward in this business? Most of you need 2 to 3 shares that you are helping grow a business. Okay. Not the buddy system, a +1, not enrolling their spouse and calling that a business builder. I think sometimes we call things to make us feel good, and like that's not actually what they are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I found a business builder. Well, what's her goals? I don't know, but she referred her husband. I'm like, I don't think that's actually what that means. Like, that's really good. And that's a win. And like, yay. And like, maybe there can be a conversation come from there. But I think sometimes we don't know what we're looking for. And so we don't know when to call a spade a spade. We're calling heart spades. And we're calling, diamond spades. When really it's like, no, that's a diamond. Like, that's a customer. She wants to try the products. That's not a spade. It's definitely not an ace of spades, right? And so if we can get really clear on this, so what does a leader-led driven business look like? Okay. A leader-led driven business looks like the customers on your team far surpass the customers in your own personal bucket. Okay. This is the goal for everybody, and it should be for everybody, that you have helped more people tap into their networks than your network has provided. Okay. It should look like this. Everybody rising. It should look like freedom. It should look like a business that you can take a vacation from, that you can get sick from and turn your phone off for a week if you need to. Had to do that 2 weeks ago, right? But I think if you don't know what you're aiming towards, that's when this gets really, really confusing. And one of the conversations I've been having with a lot of people is like, wait a second. And I'm just going to use this name. Allie's helping Stacy incredibly well. But like, but Stacy told you she wanted to earn $500 a month. And like, you're being very passive there. Like, you're letting her lead the charge and letting her kind of decide what she does. But she told you, I want to earn $500 a month with Plexus. And as her leader, like, you get to help her do that. And so that is kind of where I want this conversation to go. Okay, what does a leader-led driven business look like? Let's talk about gold. Okay, how many of you got gold with 18 customers of your own? How many of you are on the trajectory to achieve gold with 18 customers of your own? Yeah, a lot of times that happens. And then people achieve gold, which is like, right, the first kind of really substantial rank with Plexus, you're making about $500 a month. And they're like, I'm a business builder. I have a business. And what you've done is you've turned Plexus into a commission-based business. And you've created a business that you can't take a vacation from. And if you don't enroll 5 people a month, you're going to lose rank and you're not going to be making that same income. And so I want to paint a different picture for you, okay? And that picture is, what if when you achieved gold, and I'm going to use Stacy as an example because Stacy is almost senior silver, okay? What if Stacy poured her time this month into creating 3 new silvers? And that's how you achieved gold. Do you see the difference in Stacy having 18 customers versus Stacy having 7 customers and 3 of them are silver? But does that happen accidentally? Does that happen passively? Does that happen by asking somebody one time if they want to post? It takes Stacy knowing, this is how I want to grow. This is how I want this to go. And this is how from the very beginning, I'm going to start building a business that looks like freedom and not shackles. Now, what I don't want you to hear is if you did get to gold with 18 customers, that there's no way around this. You guys, it happens. Like Julie achieved and Kami both achieved senior gold with 50 referrals. Many people get to senior gold or even ruby on personal referrals. But what winds up happening is they hit this lid where it's like, I don't know how to move forward. My network is so tapped out. I'm not going to be enrolling customers. And now I have to figure out how to have business conversations and develop business builders. And in the meantime, you're struggling with retention. You're struggling to hold on to the customers you have. Your business is dropping. You're feeling like a failure. And then what do? You wind up being like, well, I'm just going to figure out a way to recruit more customers because that I can control. That I can try new things. I can show up on social media differently. I can go niche down. I can go do all of these things. But at the end of the day, the root issue was never addressed, which is learning how to develop new shares. And so you continue treating this like a commissions-based business, and you're not tapping into the most generous part of the compensation plan. And I think if we just all kind of paused and like really understood this, it would allow us to be able to move forward in a way that feels like life and sustainability and moving in that direction. Okay, so where do we go from here? The goal over the next 90 days, which is like 80 days now because it's the 10th of May. The goal over the next 90 days that I really want you guys to consider is achieving new ranks and developing new leaders, okay? My personal goal for this call is that each of you would develop 3 new legs. Okay? Because like at this point, Michelle doesn't need to develop Julie, right? Julie's got everything she needs. Danny, you don't need to develop Vicky or Emma. You need to focus on developing outside legs, and so does Vicky, and so does Emma, and so does, right? This is what we all need. And so if you can look and say, my goal over the next 90 days is developing 3 new legs, 3 new shares, and achieving a new rank. So y'all, that can look like many things depending on where you are. What we're going to kind of paint for you next week is a picture of what it looks like when you bring in new shares. What are your margins for growth to help them succeed? And if we could do these calls today, tomorrow, and the next day, we would. But the reality is it's going to take time for you to grow confident in having these conversations. And so where I want to lean in this week is guiding you to have these conversations. I think now you know what you're looking for, right? You can have these conversations with the goal of maybe next week leaning into some of these systems we have in place and helping people grow. But the question to ask yourself is, if I were to develop 3 new gold legs, where would my business be July 31st? It shifts it from like, if I can enroll 3 customers this month and 3 customers next month and 3 customers next, wait a second, that doesn't put me at my goal. That's only 9 new customers over 3 months. Like, that does not get me where I want to go. That does not create the income that I want for my family, right? And y'all, that is the beauty of Plexus. If you can figure this out, because it really is you figuring it out, figuring out the confidence, understanding that you are the leader that your team needs, leading yourself first so that you can help others, right? One of the things I always tell Allie, she's like, oh my gosh, Tracy, I know people hook into me. I'm like, you've got to be consistent as a mule, because the people that you're helping are going to be the people that like come alongside, and you're like, if the mule's not moving, they're not moving, right? Think of it like a fishing line. There's like a fishing line and all these hooks on it that go down into the ocean. You're the line. That's you. For Rachel, that's not Michelle. Like, it can't be. even though Michelle is a solid line to hook into. Now Rachel gets to build a solid line because Rachel wants to build a thriving business that her family can rely on, right? And so like, this is the mindset shift. It's saying, I'm going to stop treating this like a commissions-based business because that's not what this is. And that's like square peg round hole situation. And that's what leads to like, and y'all, I'm going to use some examples here. We have massive influencers that have joined Plexus, and their businesses are like boom, 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 because they have personally recruited so many people. And that's not how this compensation plan works. There are many other compensation plans out there that do benefit in a commissions-based setting, more sales, more money. And what this compensation plan really, really is the more you help more people succeed, the more you succeed. When you win, I win. And Plexus does so much to help you with that. Did you know that when you develop a Fast Start Silver, you get $50? They get $200, you get $50. When you develop a Fast Start Senior Silver, they get $300, you get $75. That is literally the mission and the vision of Plexus, is to help more people make more income. That's it. It's not so that only the people at the top make money. It's more people making more income in a sustainable way. When we all grow, everything grows. That's how the pay point works. When we all win, we all win. When the company wins, we all win. That's how that works. And so 3 new leader legs, where would that put you in 90 days? So here are the questions. Who have you been talking to about the opportunity? Somebody take a note so we can put these in a like message. Who have you been talking to about the opportunity? Why do they want it? Okay, here's a really important question that I want you to hold on to. Do you want to partner with them? Y'all, for some of us, that question is, no, I don't really want to partner with this person. Like, I don't. They are negative. They are drama. Like, y'all, I have a friend, we worked together 10 years ago. She was like, I might be interested in the opportunity. And I was like, I don't think you are. Like, I just don't think you are. But I would love to help you get started as a customer. And if you wanted to refer a friend here and there, please do. But like, I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. And do you know what her customer journey has been like? Drama. Oh my gosh, my subscription process. Oh my gosh, I thought I ended my order and it didn't. Oh my goodness, it didn't arrive on time. And I'm like, oh, some things never change. Okay. Do you want to partner with that person? Oh, we do a lot of work with people. We're on Zooms all the time. You're going to be building relationship with people. Is it somebody that you want to work with? Okay, truly. You just got to consider that. And then where is your business going to be 90 days from now when you make this your focus? Now, what I don't want you to hear here is don't worry about your own customers. You should still be signing 3 to 6 new personal VIPs a month. Okay. Some months it may be more because it just happens that way. But you should not go to sleep on the last day of the month if you have not enrolled 3. That's like personal, just quota. Okay. It just is. Now, some months, last month, I was really sick. I enrolled 1 person. It happened. I could not get on my phone for the last 7 days of the month, right? Like, there are things that happen that were not a failure for not achieving that. But 3 is the bare minimum goal, okay? Because you do have to keep replenishing that personal customer base. You do want to stay in touch. You do want to bring in new business builders because they loved the products as customers, right? But when you shift your focus to like, and I'm working to develop 3 new leader legs. Like, and I have to really put my focus there, because that is not just going to happen by accident. Like, it's just not. And so that's where the shift comes. Understanding how the compensation plan works, understanding how you make gangster money in this business and why it's sustainable and different, and making the shifts you need to lean in that way. And I'm going to use this example because Stephanie, I know you're there and you're like, I freaking want to make some money. So like, you do this, and as you bring in those new sharers, this is the conversation you're having. You're like, okay, our first goal is to find you 3 new customers. Okay, of those 3 customers, who of them want to make money with you? Who of them want to share and do that? You guys, you're going to have to take such proactive stance here of making sure that everybody who comes into your business is being told about the opportunity and asked, do you have a need to make income with Plexus? Just as passionate as you are about the products, you become that passionate about the opportunity. I really don't think we're talking about spending a ton of more time here on your business. I think what we're talking about is knowing what your goals are and having conversations that align with those goals. So I want to open it up for some questions. I know that was like a lot of information, and y'all just got like red Tracy, like as red as she gets, cutting the crap, because a lot of times I really butter things up to soften them for you. And I just don't think anybody wants that right now. Like, I just don't. I think you guys all want to move forward in your businesses. And so you're going to get raw, real, like me. And truly, these are the things I did to grow the business that I have. These are the reasons that Plexus is bringing me in and saying, please train the field on how to build a solid business, because we see people like this and they're not like this. Like, they're not even like this. It's like, boom. And then they quit. And so like, this is the conversation. So unmute yourself if you have questions. If you don't, like, if you're kind of struggling on the compensation plan still, or you're like, but what do these conversations look like? Like, unmute yourself and we can talk about it.
Are we asking questions about compensation only
Yeah.
right now? Okay.
How do I, like, how would I communicate how great our comp plan is to someone else without, being a big fire hydrant and shooting everything out?
I think it's like, if they've been a part of another network marketing company, it's asking some questions and saying like, what did you maybe not like about the way that compensation plan worked? Or if they've never been a part of network marketing before, like, they're not going to really have anything to compare it to. And so you're going to get to have a fresh start and say like, what makes this compensation plan so incredible is like, you may not know this, but a lot of compensation plans really focus on personal commissions and achieving certain points to unlock certain percentages. And you can't move forward until you help other people achieve those percentages. So each month you're finding new customers, you're chasing orders to hit percentages. And like, that's not how this works. We get to serve people and meet people where they're at and make recommendations for them and invite them on this business with us. But like, the best part is when we invite them on this business, we don't, like, I remember my sister-in-law at Rodan and Fields, and she'd be like, okay, so like, you want to do this? Like, I'm going to help you achieve $10,000 in sales next month. And the people were like, I don't want to. And so like, when your sister-in-law started sharing with her, like, that wasn't even helpful for Cynthia because Amanda wasn't reaching those margins. And so like, Cynthia wasn't getting paid on any of that. And even though she was pouring time and energy and effort into Amanda, this is the only example I know, you guys, because I watched it play out firsthand. It was like not enough to do anything for Cynthia's business. Whereas like, the moment, right, you started sharing, it's benefiting me. You don't have to reach certain margins. You don't have to have a certain amount of sales. You could have 3 customers. You guys, do you know that as a Sapphire ambassador, I have to have 7 level 1s? That's it. 7 level 1s. It may be 6. I think 6 is Emerald. To be fully paid as an Emerald Sapphire ambassador, 6 level 1s. Y'all, that's it. Now there are outside leg like protections. You can't ride one person to the top of the company. But what is incredible is like at this point in my business, and this is what I realized, I'm gonna bring in new customers. I've already brought in one this month, but I can just focus on helping you guys grow and succeed. Like that's the goal. I don't have personal commissions, like things that I'm trying to hit each month. Does that make sense, Michelle?
Yeah, that's really helpful. So I wrote down a couple of questions, like tell me about your experience in that other company. And then what you may not know is like the lead in, just so that it's like a little information.
Yeah. And y'all, we're actually going to offer one later this month, a like business webinar. So not how to get your products for free, not like we're going to continue doing the welcome call and continue doing like a more low key how to get your products for free, but we're going to actually do a business webinar later this month, TBD coming, to talk about some of these things with people in your network who are like seriously considering this opportunity.
I think that'd be good to have like, I think it's good to paint that picture. Like, I mean, Gold School is amazing, but some of that information could have been helpful, you know, a little beforehand. So it kind of seems like you're going to give a little sneak peek into like what you'll learn more when you go to Gold School. So I appreciate that. What else do I have a question about? So when we're talking about like business builders and like finding people, like it is okay. You're still like, it is okay if someone just says that they only want to get their products paid for. You would still consider them a business builder, even if they're like, I only want to sign 3. Let's be honest, how many of us only wanted our products paid for and now look where we're at today? But it's okay if they're like, I just want to sign 3. Like,
I think that it's this whole idea that it's not either or, like it's and both.
right.
Like we are looking for people who want their husbands to start with them and who want to get their products for free. And we're also looking for people who want to earn $500 to $1,500 a month that we can help grow a gold business. Michelle had to get her products for free. Okay. Like that was the conversation. And she was looking for a stream of income on the side. And so like, I think it's the conversation and knowing what you're helping them do and not putting them in a bucket that they're not in. Does that make sense? Like somebody who's coming in to get their products for free, what we're going to give you next week is going to say, yeah, we're going to do that. What does that mean? Y'all, when somebody wants to get their products for free, that means they're maintaining Senior Silver monthly. That is not just a share with 3 people and be done to get their products for free. That looks like becoming a business builder. But I think sometimes we don't have that conversation the right way because we're just like, yeah, get your products for free with 3 people. But like, realistically, that would be just do you want to earn a one-time bonus of $300? Right? So I would say if somebody wants to get their products for free and you can accurately portray what that looks like, then yeah, that person would be a business builder because they would potentially be a solid Senior Silver leg of yours. If you're painting that picture the right way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And because I don't see, I see like our push for, I get the push for 3 and like even like getting like fast start and all those things to unlock bonuses. But no, because I think I forget who had done the math at one point that it's like 3 people are it's maybe gonna save you what, 50 to 75 bucks. That's what I tell people. If you can get 3 people, it's gonna save you about 50 to $75 off of your monthly order. You know, so it takes a little
Yeah.
bit more than that to get your products covered.
Yeah. Well, and Michelle made a really good point. Tracy and I had so many conversations while all of this was taking place. Like, a lot of people see that Michelle and I are cousins and they just assume we've always been close. Like, Michelle and I hadn't talked in like years before Plexus. Like, we had that familial like trust, if you will. And like, I think she would also say like we were one of each other's like favorite people to see on like reunions and stuff. Sean would always mess with me. I'm like the youngest cousin, right? But like there was a relationship building that had to happen. And this is honestly like one of the pieces that I'm talking about at convention is because we look at things so transactionally and we're not listening to people's stories or getting to know them or becoming friends with them. And that's honestly why 3 people at a time is about max capacity for me. Like many more than that. And I start to feel like relationship overload, like, oh my gosh, like I don't need more friends. This is so hard. And so you really are like entering into a relationship with people. And that's why I say, like, do you want to do this with them? Like, if you don't, know that now. Because like sometimes you can convince people to do things. You can have a handful. But like, if you can convince somebody to do this, are they really the type of person that's gonna like stick through this for the long haul, right? But you really got to consider that. And then Rachel, like, I think the biggest thing though here is like knowing what you're looking for and working towards that. Because like you are an incredible friend. You do have capacity. You are a really great leader already. But I think when you're like looking for customers and like not, oh gosh, I'm supposed to be looking for business builders. Oh my gosh. Like I guarantee you of your like 25 customers, if you go look through and say like, who are quality people that I would want to do this with? And if you sent them a voice message saying like, hey, like I actually wasn't really clear on what I was looking for when I helped you get started on Plexus, but now I am, and I know you love the products, and I'm wondering if you have a need for some extra income, and if I could help you do what I'm doing with Plexus. Like, I guarantee you one of them would say yes. Like, yeah, I was waiting for you to ask. Because most people aren't going to come to you and be like, hey, Michelle, like I was wanting to do this business with you. Like most people, like Paige was like, hey, like you're a hard worker and I saw you trying to make some income making calendars in my garage. That's what I was doing to sell. Would you want to look at this opportunity with Plexus? Because I could help you do this. And I was like, feels a little bit easier than getting blisters, sandpapering wood and making calendars. But she pursued me and said like, I think you would be good at this. And I'd love to help you. And same with Michelle. Like I knew Michelle was a hard worker. She was working like 3 jobs and selling plasma. And I was like, I feel like you should look at this because there are no needles involved. Like this seems like maybe a better option. And I pursued her. I sent voice messages. We talked on the phone. Like I followed up about the opportunity and the products. And so I really think the shift here for most of you is just knowing there's this other piece that you're looking for. And you're going to have to tell people like, you're a high quality person. I want to do this with you. Rosabelle, how many times did Mary Carmen tell you, I want you to do this with me? Right?
Like 10 times.
Yeah. And Mary would tell me, Tracy, Rosabelle, she would be incredible at this. She is a hard worker. She owns her own business. Da, 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 da. I keep telling her she's going to do this with me. And then one day Rosabelle was like, wait a second. Right? I think I want to do this with you.
Oh, I remember I almost had a heart attack. Do you remember how I was telling you about this? That she
Yeah.
actually was like, I want to do this. I almost had a heart attack. I was so excited.
But like, it didn't just happen. Like Rosabelle didn't just come to Mary and say, I want to start your products and I want to do this opportunity. It took seeing Mary's excitement and Mary over the course of what, like 60 days with Rosabelle being like, no, you need to look at this opportunity. No, you need to do this. You need to do this with me. You need to do this with me. I want you to do this with me. Not annoyingly and not like she wasn't frustrated with Rosabelle. She was just casting that vision and saying, this is where I'm going and I want you to do this with me. But you've got to get really clear on what you're looking for, because until today, some of you didn't know, oh, I'm looking for 3 leader legs. Like that's what I'm looking for. People who want to achieve gold and beyond. Right? And so now you're going to have those conversations, but most of you have a gold ambassador already in your virtual office. You just haven't invited them on this part of the journey. Or you've played really small and asked if they wanted to refer one friend. And then they didn't want to, right? Y'all, I would not have sacrificed my pride and my integrity for $300. I wouldn't have done it. When I started sharing, it was with the idea that I wanted to achieve gold. I wanted to be making $500 to $1,000 for my family. That was what was worth it to me. And some of you don't know this. The moment I opened my mouth about Plexus, I lost 3 friends that day. They wanted nothing to do with me or network marketing. I wouldn't have sacrificed that for a referral or a referral bonus. And while not everybody is going to be me, okay, hear me say that, some people are. And so that's where you've got to get really clear on who you're looking for. Some people will be caught and they will like slowly kind of grow into the idea of a business builder. And there is a place for that. There is a place for people who achieve silver and just continue sharing and their silvers and they love Plexus and, you know, like they're just kind of stuck in their ways and that's where they are. Well, that's not a leader leg. Like it's just not. There's a place for those people. We have our huddles, we have Plexus calls, we have convention, we have all of these things. But if you want to achieve senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, emerald in the next 90 days, you have to get very clear on what you're looking for. And you have to ask yourself, am I talking about it? Is that the picture I'm painting for people? Am I having those conversations in a confident way? Or am I being very passive about it and just kind of like, hey, like, you want to do this? And you throw it and you run away, right? You're like, hey, you want to make a post? Right? Oh my gosh, they said yes. Okay, here's a post. Right? Oh my gosh, what if they don't like the post I sent them? No. It's going to take some confidence and it's going to take some failing forward. What is likely going to happen is that you're going to get very clear about this. And let's say you help 3 to 6 people start sharing over the next 90 days. Maybe 2 of them come out on the other side of that as business builders for your team. Some of y'all heard me say this at Leaders Retreat. I have developed at this point over like 18 or 19 level 1 senior silvers and above. I have 6 leader legs. 6 out of 18. That's like 1/3 of the people I've helped grow to senior silver. It's about 1/3 of senior silver and above. It's about 50% of people I've helped achieve gold. I've helped over 12 people achieve gold in my level 1s over 7 years. 6 of them are gone. Accounts closed. Don't take the products anymore. But I didn't know that when I was helping them. I just knew that I needed new leader legs and I was going to help people succeed, and then they were going to make that decision. But that's why we get into this consistent habit of looking for and developing new leaders. So we enter into this 90 days with the goal of developing 3 new leader legs, knowing, right? If you know now that likely 1 or 2 of them are not going to be here 120 days from now, somehow that kind of helps your brain not feel like failure, because you know not everybody who starts this is going to finish this. But the goal is that your business is solid and you're finding new shares by that point. Okay. And then there's a period of kind of walking and resting. And then maybe around Christmas time, you get really serious about looking for more business builders. And then the business builders you created this summer, they're looking for more business builders. You see how this works? And you're leading them in that, and you're all growing together, building a business you can rely on, not a business that all the customers fall off the moment that you take your foot off the gas. Because I don't think that's what anybody actually wants here, right? Okay, any other questions before we go?
I have a question.
Yes.
You said something about this group is gonna be a little bit more, I don't know what word to use, but I will use this word, aggressive in keeping accountability for the tasks that we need to do to achieve our goals. What does that look like?
Well, if you're not already doing IPA every day, like that is, you got to do that. You got to do it. At minimum 5-3-1, 5 new reach outs, 3 follow-ups, and a training. Okay. That is like foundational stuff here. 5-3-1. If you have the tracker that I printed out, y'all, the daily tasks are in there. 5 new reach outs, add 3 friends. Like there's so many different ways. There's the winning day Michelle shared in the Gold Rush group, where you have 2 hours and you work through these things and you par things based on the amount of time you have. IPA is not the accountability here, y'all. I'm not running an IPA accountability chat thread. That's what you're going to be doing for some of your new shares. Okay. Where the accountability is going to come in here is business building, leader leg looking activities. So where we're going to go from this today is I want you to take inventory of your virtual office. Okay. And I want you to start considering who are people that you would want to do this business with. Are they in your virtual office? Are there people that keep coming to mind? Like y'all, Michelle, she was not in my virtual office when I was like, Michelle. She would be incredible to do this with. And I know that this could be a blessing for her family. Like I just knew it. And so I started having those conversations, started sending the bold voice memos, the questions, the building the relationship, commenting on her stories, right? Like commenting on her posts, because I knew if Michelle could see what I saw, like this could change things for her family. And I knew that I had something incredible to offer. Like I knew it. And I also knew that Michelle was super skeptical about network marketing. And so was I. So like that was kind of where we had our common ground. But that is what I want you to focus on is 3 new leader legs. Do you have them already? Are you helping anybody share already? And starting to kind of have those conversations, okay? So the goal between now and next week is that you would message 10 people about the opportunity, okay? We call these bold business asks. If you want to practice your message with me, you can do it. It's going to be simple. And basically it's going to cover these 3 things. Okay. Here's what I'm doing. Here's where I'm going. And here's why I think you should take a look at doing this with me. How open would you be to a conversation? Right? Here's what I'm doing. Here's where I'm going. Here's why I think you would be incredible to do this with me. And would you be open to a conversation to learn more about this?
Can you
Okay.
repeat the third one?
Here's why I think you would be incredible to do this. So for like Michelle, this would have looked like, hey, like, I'm sure you've seen me sharing about Plexus and what I'm doing with this. These supplements have really changed my health, and I am actually working to build a business now, and I'm looking to create a team. And I know that you are somebody who is super into fitness. I know that you're hardworking for your family and you have multiple jobs, bringing in multiple streams of income. And I am thinking that it would be a good idea for you to take a look at what I'm doing with Plexus to see if this could be a blessing for your family. How open would you be to a conversation about that? Right? And this is on top of what we're already doing, y'all. You're already doing your IPA. You're already in the Gold Rush group where you're giving micro commitments to current shares, right? I know, Stephanie, you said you had like 2 people in your customers who are open to sharing. You're giving them micro commitments. Like it's the and both, right? When you get really clear on what you're looking for, you can start having conversations that are going to fill in those gaps to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. But nobody achieves their goals if all we do over the next 3 months is sign 9 new customers. Right? Like that's not what you guys want. And I really, really think if we can shift some of what we're doing, get really clear on where we're headed, and invite other people to do this with us. Like this is how momentum happens. This is how everybody moves forward and achieves new ranks that are sustainable for themselves and their families, and bringing more people on this journey. We have the community, y'all. Like there was a point in this business where I was like, I just don't have anywhere for people to plug in. And like, I had to start a community. We had to start Wellness Warriors. We had to create the huddles. Like we got all those things. Now you get to go invite people into this with you. That's what we're doing. Inviting people into this with us and believing that we are worthy of people joining us on this journey. Believing that we have everything that it takes to help others find success in this. So next week, we're going to talk about what that looks like when somebody says, yeah, like what margins should you be helping people achieve? What does that look like tangibly with like getting people on the phone and creating events and doing these things? That's where we're going to kind of go next week, but it starts this week with the bold business asks, getting clear on who you're looking for and inviting people on this business journey with you. Okay. Are you excited? A little bit nervous? Some of y'all have never done bold business asks. You've never told somebody, I think you should do this with me. It's going to be a shift for some of us, but y'all, we're together in this. And I promise you, if you message somebody and tell them all of the good things about them, like they are not going to be angry at you. Now they may come back and say, here's why I don't want to do this. Okay. But the other thing you have to promise me is that if you are taking, okay, yep, I'll be done in just a sec. If you're taking the time to send a bold message, you've got to take the time to follow up 2 days after. Okay. So 10 bold business asks, voice memos, or phone calls in the next 7 days with a follow-up 2 days later. Okay. Rachel's like, okay. Y'all, because nobody wants to stay where we are. Nobody does. I know. And like, these
I
are
love
the
it.
same things you got to
You-
do.
You push me, Tracy, and I like it.
I will push you and I will do it with you, y'all. Truly, like this is it. This is it. And the better you get at this, the more natural it becomes with every customer that comes in. You filter them through. Do I want to work with them or do I not want to work with them? If I want to work with them, I am going to send them a bold business ask. And then we move forward, right? Like, this is not a commissions-based business. And the moment you can grasp onto that, it just is, it's helpful.
I have one more question, sorry.
Yes.
What about the people that you really want to do the business with, but they ghost you? Like, I think I've asked, I don't know how many times I've asked one of my friends, just because she's so on top of, like, when she enters those resets, you've seen her name, it's Taylor Holes. Like, I'm like, you'd be freaking
I would
amazing.
ask a
And
different
literally every
question.
single time.
I would
Okay.
say, hey, what is the reason that you're not open to doing this business with me?
Okay. Like, she won't even respond. Like, when I, like, okay.
Or
Yes.
call her and
Yeah.
ask. But that's the question, is like, why aren't you open to this?
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Is there something that's like keeping you from being open to this? Because you're involved in all the chats, you're doing all of the things, you're so much energy and fun. Like, why would you not?
Yeah.
And then maybe you'll get an answer,
Okay. Thank you.
right?
I remember that was the question that pushed me into actually buying the reset. I remember you asking me, Tracy, like, I had permission from my husband. I had the money. 2 weeks had passed by and you were like, so why are you so hesitant on doing it? And I was like, I don't know. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's pushing me or telling me to stay. Like, oh yeah, I need to buy this. You're right.
Right?
I wasn't thinking. You know, people don't go to you. You have to go to them.
Right.
And I think the more you post about the business, that's going to draw her in. Like Michelle was posting or sending me messages, you can earn this. Like people think we earn $20 a month. So if you're posting like, I just paid cash for my 4 new tires, like it starts getting people thinking.
That's a really good point, Julie. If you're posting about the opportunity, people aren't surprised when you ask them about it. Danny?
I just want to share a little bit in how I have invited people to join my team. I have prayed for them before talking to them, and I let them know, hey, I just want you to share. I just want you to know that I've been praying for you to join me because you are this and this and this. And you don't have to tell me anything right now. You don't have to answer right now, but I want you to consider joining my team. And I'm praying for you. I emphasize in that because I want people to know that I'm not just picking you because, you know, I just desperate. Like, and I did that with Emma. I was praying for Emma and I was praying for Emma, but I didn't say anything to her. And then she reached out to me. And then I knew God was the one to send her to me. And I'm so bad that I didn't send her the message because I felt, no, I need to, you know, to wait. I need to wait. And then she was the one reaching out to me. So pray for that girl, Rachel. Pray for that girl and let her know that you're praying for her to join you.
I love that. I love that, y'all. I think this is so much bigger than just us, and like, let it be so much bigger than just us. Get things in order if you need to. If you need to take some chaos out of your home and create some structure, if you need to go on more date nights with your spouse or go on more dates with your kids, right? Get things in order that are going to allow you to be the person and to be present in this the way that you want to, okay? And know exactly where you're headed. So 10 new bold business reach outs, follow up with that 2 days later. IPA is a part of this already. And then where do you want to be 90 days from now? So we're not actually going to have like a chat thread for this group. I don't want another chat thread. We're just going to meet in here on Fridays at 1 p.m. I'll send the recording in the Wellness Warrior Leaders chat thread that you'll all get to be a part of at Gold and Above. And then I'll private message to those who are not gold yet, the recordings if you need them. But y'all just take action, work with your sponsors. If you need to practice sending a bold business reach out, send it to me. send it to your sponsor, work together. Like y'all, I can't partner individually with 20 people, but like, you know, Julie and Rachel, y'all can get together and practice your bold business reach outs, right? Like you can talk together because you're working to do the same thing, right? You're partnering together to bring in new shares. And so work with your teams, work with your sidelines, work with each other, and know like where we're headed is really, really incredible, you guys. Really incredible. It is worth it. It is so, so worth it. Okay. Thank you for like being a part of this. I want you to know that like it is truly my joy and honor to lead you all. Like that is my biggest like aha moment over the last 3 days is like, Tracy, you have an incredible team of women, go lead them. And just the Lord showing me like the grit that you all have and the willingness you all have, like I want to help you succeed. And so hear me say, like, I am all in with each one of you, whatever you need. But let's just do this and let's move forward. And then as we kind of get into this, we'll talk about achieving new ranks and what that looks like. But it really starts here. It starts with inviting more people to the business. So we're going to hop off. I have the recording and y'all, I am pumped. I am so pumped for where we're headed. I'll talk to y'all later.